Welcome back to Pointless Bickering, the game.
I swear to God, Pedro, I have not seen this game!
Every single part, you make it harder to believe. Oh, look! The surfaces were lit all by the same display of fireworks. That's poetic and beautiful, right?
Huh, weird!
Right? Yeah.
This screenshot
I love the last line. And Vanille wished for a miracle.
The miracle never happened.
Says pray for the salvation of his son. Snow and Sarah promise themselves to each other. Nora, Hope could never imagine losing his mother Nora. Search for a lost companion, Vanille. And Vanille wished for a miracle.
Wow, because, so much for Hope's wishes.
Yep.
Yep.
Gran Pulse. This savage world derives its name from that of the god. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention in the last part. As we saw in the introduction thingy, Gran Pulse is also as a subtitle Terra Incognita, which means unknown land.
I cannot shake off how annoying it is to me how similar this is to Xenoblade. Now they've even got the giant Titan in the background. I mean, well, yes, I know.
Actually, Jova, this is a very common thing in JRPGs.
Really?
Even this game didn't really do it first. It is. It's a very common thing in JRPGs, right, Joe?
Yeah.
With there being two civilizations and one giant Titan in the background.
I mean, there is one like that in Final Fantasy XII, and that came out before Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Well, with Final Fantasy XII, I guess that one didn't stick out as much to me, though, since I think there was like another civilization as opposed to just two.
What?
What? Whatever.
One saying is like, well, I'm sure that there was more than just two different species or whatever created in the whole big scheme of things in 12.
Jove, I haven't played Xenoblade, so I don't know what the story is about.
Oh, well, basically the Xenoblade...
you're missing out too.
Basically,
I know, I'm still waiting on taking the new 3DS to get that version.
Oh, Tia, you gotta hear this. So basically in Xenoblade, there are two races created. One are human-like races, and then the other are...
Yeah, I know the gist, the Bionis and the Mechanics. Aside from that, not that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's just say it's a pretty good story and leave it at that.
So yeah, everybody, are we all ready? Well, not yet, because we still have to get Eidolon, but are you guys ready to finally stretch our legs in an open field? 25 parts in.
Well, better
each
late...
and every one lasted at least 30 minutes.
You know, normally I'd say better late than never,
and
but...
with a lot of off-screen stuff going on.
You know, I'd say better late than never, but considering all the stuff that we had to go through just to get here, I fear for any casual player who wants to actually have a good time.
Believe it or not, Jova, a lot of defenders of this game actually say this. Oh, don't worry, the game gets better after the first 30 hours, which is when this...
Didn't they say that after the first 20 hours as well?
Basically, it's a very common defense fanboys of this game have, Shira. Oh, but it opens up after the first 30 hours. Yeah, well, Final Fantasy 15 opened up the very first minute.
It opened up and threw all the shit at everyone.
You know what else is weird? Hey!
Oh boy, here we go. Let me see if it that part. No, okay, it's a bit later, but okay. Jova, remember how in the previous part, Hope had that, you know, big speech about being reassured and shit like that.
Let me guess, it was all facade.
Determined and shit like that. Yeah. Get ready to have that completely thrown out of the window just for the sake of having his Eidolon show up.
I don't get it. Why not just have the Eidolon show up before that and then have a whole revitalizing speech?
Because good writing is overrated?
But no. I mean, like, well, this goes beyond just being good writing. I mean, even bad writers know to, you know, try and take advantage of plot points by actually having them take place at a certain point in the story. But this story, somehow, it's like it's going out of its way to make everything go in the exact wrong point at which it should go. Now, maybe they were actually...
Well, Joel, maybe like I said in part 22, maybe that's the idea. Maybe they went completely out of the way. Hey, let's see if we can actually go out of our way to create the worst thing that has ever been.
Oh, so what you're saying is that they tried to pull a lady in the...
5 minutes ago.
I'm sure.
They had this exact same speech like 10 minutes ago in the fucking arc.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Pedro...
Hold on, Teo. Are you trying to imply that this game is badly written?
Or it's repetitive, yeah.
Pedro.
And yes, Jola, we will repeat that constantly for the next, I don't know how many parts.
So what you guys are basically telling me is that they kind of pulled a lady in the water here. They're going out of their way to break the rules of storytelling in a JRPG. Or basically any story in general.
If we can get there.
Jova, you don't understand. The point, the whole point of this game's development is not to give a good game to the public. It's for Toriyama to indulge his own ego.
Which is weird. Toriyama never seemed the ego-type guy for me, aside from that one side about asking a woman to model something after him for a husband. But yeah, I mean, he seemed like the creepy guy and the crazy guy at times, but never the egotistic type.
You see, Jova, this is $1 million budget fun fiction. That's really what this is, basically.
Am I supposed to feel emotional here? Or
yeah, you're supposed to feel emotional here.
Wait, hold on.
So let me get this. Doesn't the melodramatic... Well, Shiro, doesn't the melodramatic music tell you you should? I mean, the music is... The music.
I just need to be sure.
The music sounds sad, Shiro. You should feel bad here.
Wait. Hold on. So let me get this straight. Hope's Eidolon appears not because of his regret for trying to kill Snow, or not the fact of his depression because of when he wanted to kill Snow, or not because of all the suffering he's been through, not because of regret, but because he doesn't want to see them get hurt because of him.
This is the kind of power you've got inside.
That has got to be one of the most generic reasons for depression I've ever seen. Not to mention the fact that that could have been easily handed off to Vanille of all characters, who actually does have a character history of being regretful for people getting hurt because of her actions. Yet now we give this to Hope of all people?
That came from me?
Actually, you make a good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, it would make more sense for Vanille to be the one in this situation. Yeah, I agree.
And yes, Jova, that's Alexander.
Wait, what?
Yes, that's Alexander.
That's Alexander? But that looks nothing like... Oh, never mind. It's a running theme at this point for summons to look nothing like their proper form here.
Apparently with Hope as the leader, you know what that means.
No, again, I don't really have any problem with this Eidolon battle.
I know, but
can handle it.
It's the most fragile character of the whole team.
True, but it's a matter of buffing.
So yeah, what is with the way summons look in this game? Now now it's my turn to be annoyed at this because Alexander was actually one of my favorite summons in Final Fantasy VII, and yet this does nothing.
Alexander looks like a fucking dumb.
Okay, basically, the best idea for tackling Alexander is have Hope be a synergist at the beginning, Lightning is a medic, and Fang as a sentinel distract him, basically, because the sentinels have a spell called Provoke, which makes that particular boss or monster attack the sentinel in question.
Again,
so basically, while Lightning distracts... So basically, while Fang distracts them, we buff off our party, and then we strike. Charge and begin poisoning. This is not... so yeah, outside of maybe Saz's Eidolon, I don't really see the brutality.
Well, when we get to Vanille's Eidolon, I'll tell you when we'll get to that.
Again, I had no problem with that, but sure. I guess we'll talk about that later.
Sure.
For now, yeah, punching and shit.
Lofty challenge. Whatever.
Yeah, I still have plenty of time on the clock, and the bar is already halfway. So yeah, I'm pretty much gonna win this.
But besides, you brought it, so there's that.
True.
So tell me, do these summons ever actually, have some reminiscent moves of their past installations?
Yeah, they have. Bahamut has Mega Flare, Alexander has Divine Judgment, and etc.
You know, it's weird. I'm surprised if they didn't change those names too, with how much they changed.
See the transformation.
What the?
As I told you,
basically Alexander becomes whatever the hell this is.
I guess.
What the heck? A castle wall?
Because Toriyama thinks it looks cool, I guess.
But aren't they supposed
to? That doesn't really look like anything, at least not from what I can tell, anyway.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a giant piece of shit.
It just figures. One of my favorite summons is treated like it.
I always thought the Eidolons appeared to sit.
Sorry if I came off as a bit annoying there. It's just I really like Alexander.
Out of our slumps.
And an ass like Bahamut, and look how this game treated him too.
I'll ask for help.
So yeah, the whole purpose of that 180, again, just like with Fang, was to just give him an Eidolon. Even though we had a pretty good opportunity back, like Jova said.
He had the perfect opportunity, but nope.
We get no good running in this game.
Gee, so I can't wait to see Vanille's reason for getting her Eidolon.
Oh, trust me, her reason is probably the most ridiculous.
So let me get. Is it something that has absolutely nothing to do with her character?
But at least we get an unintentionally hilarious summon animation, which I will show off as Tail request.
Oh my god, yes.
Let me guess, orgasm position.
And maybe we'd hit a dead end.
I'll bring it up when it does happen. I'll just say, Jova, it is the best proof that I have to show that evil is an evil, disgusting human being.
Buried in the past.
It is the best proof. Believe it or not, her summoning animation is actually my best proof of how evil and how much of a piece of garbage of a person she is. Trust me.
Honestly,
I'll explain why when we get to that.
Is she stabbing puppies or something?
No. Actually, she right. It's even worse than that. But we'll I'll leave that in suspense because trust me, you have to see it to believe it.
I want to see this now.
I'm gonna be honest.
You want me to show you privately then?
No, I think it'll be better to wait for the sake of commentary. I'll wait.
Let's go.
All right, that's enough. Hey, look, guys. An open field.
The whatever.
Let's run around in it before they tell us we can't.
Archived.
Oh, actually, Shiro, you're right on the money because right after we get
go. Now let's stop immediately.
It's
Aww.
What the heck?
Okay. You're probably wondering what this means. Basically, when Steve eventually get to the last stage, they eventually become this.
It's no threat to anyone anymore.
Okay.
The sea that failed their focus becomes
That-
sea.
what?
And wander the wilds.
So
Eventually,
there's a
they
thief
lose
that's
their
down
will to
here.
go on, and turn to
Basically,
stone.
like Vanilla said, eventually the Thieves lose their will
Even in this
and
state,
become
they
this.
can't forget
Wait,
the
wait,
task they
hold
once
on.
had.
You're telling me that the
Call
thief
out to the
apparently
sea.
still have will in their thief form?
Complete my focus.
Yes, they do.
But the whole story's been trying to...
Jova, think of that as a fragment of conscience that remains, but you cannot. But you have, and yet you cannot control your body, but has become basically a savage beast.
Sure.
Think of it as someone. Think of it as you don't have more control of your body, and you're forced to see what you're doing.
I get that, but it opens up a whole new puzzle. Think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
How do
exactly.
they-
How do they lose the
Thieves don't
will,
still have
then?
will. How do they know?
That's pretty much my point. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, they can act all savage, but where the heck does this will come from?
As far as we know, before this time, I mean, no one who has turned thief managed to come back to tell the story. So, how do they know?
Well, Vanille and Fang are from here, so I guess.
I guess they read the data log. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, you
But
probably
even if
wondering,
you read the
Joe,
data log,
basically,
that doesn't make sense.
Okay, Joe, but you know how there's been exactly 0 side quests throughout this entire game.
We're finally gonna get some?
Well, this is what the Thief Stone is for. The Thief Stone is where you get your side quests.
Wait,
What does the side
wait,
quest-
hold on. We're getting side quests from a
Starting to
thief?
sink in.
But I thought they lost all consciousness.
Shut
I
up.
don't know.
So let me get this straight. Something that... So let me get this straight.
Stop asking questions and like our game.
Wait, hold on. Hold it! So let me get this straight. Something that we were just literally told seconds ago has no conscious thought or will is now all of a sudden the giver to us of side quests.
No.
May I remind you of the giant tank that wasn't supposed to talk, and this guy did himself as a super pope.
Yeah. Jova, if you're expecting this game to follow through with its own logic, like you should have given up on that a long time ago, Jova. They don't care. Why should you?
Because they apparently want me to care. So I'm going to show them how much someone who cares can actually rip them a new one.
And here I thought I was the beaten wife.
A man's hope is his
Oh,
castle.
don't worry. Oh, don't worry. Oh, don't worry, Tio. Don't worry, Tio. Just because I
I
care
love-
doesn't mean I'm actually going to give into this story. Oh, heck no. I'm just going to rebel and pummeling it down.
I love how the dialogue covering Hope's breakdown is called "A man's hope is his castle." Ha!
Oh, I get it. So
Because
Alexander is
Alexander
his
reminds a
castle.
fortress. Ha 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 ha! What a funny story.
Anyway, like I was saying, okay, you know how side quests, we have exactly 0 side quests in this game?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the stones are for. So they give you side quests to do. Okay, so what's side quest number 1? Kill a monster. What's side quest number 2? Kill
a monster.
Basically, the hunting mission from Final Fantasy XII just is not that funny.
So let me get. So what exactly is the point? Gameplay-wise or story-wise?
Trophies.
What's the point? I don't know. What's the point? I don't know.
What's the plot? It doesn't work unless
it also applies. But yes, defeating resolving a certain amount of this quote-unquote side quest grants you trophies achievements that are named after the Dawn Warriors of Final Fantasy V.
And I don't care.
Basically, Jova, you can get better items. In fact, you can only get the better weapons and items in the game if you do these side quests.
Oh, I guess there's something to care about if it weren't for the fact that the leveling up mechanic pretty much makes different weapons useless from what I've seen.
And from what you can if you in certain trophies in this game actually unlock themes that you can put on your install from the disc into your PS3. I already have because I have all the trophies for this game, and no, I didn't actually get them fairly. Fuck that. I used the awesome NGU site who has some awesome trophy saves for us to use. So yeah, I'm not getting the Treasure Hunter trophy fairly. Fuck that.
So in that case, Pedro, I have a question to ask. I'm not quite sure, but have you changed your weapons at all during this playthrough?
I have, but off screen. I never do that kind of shit on my RPG playthroughs because I like to keep things going in terms of walking and battles.
I get that. I get that. What I'm asking is like, well, with how the level up mechanics are, though, I'm a bit confused. But aren't weapons like sort of in correlation to the level up? And like, well, apparently leveling up is sort of a different mechanic.
Actually, Joe, you make up a good point. I actually don't think I've ever explained that. The weapons in this, buying new weapons in this game is completely useless. Why? Because you can just keep using the materials you gain from battles to level up the weapons. And when you buy a weapon in a shop, the weapon always starts at the lower level. So they'll always be weaker than the weapons you already have. So there's really no point in buying weapons in this game.
Wait.
Technically speaking, final weapons have higher base stats and different abilities you can use. But then again, it's just a pain to find the materials in order to upgrade them.
Yeah.
Also, Pedro, question. Do the weapons have different looks on the battlefield?
No, they don't.
Oh my god! So, wait, so let me get this straight.
No, they do. They do.
They do?
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
they do.
Remember, strength code changes, Fang's weapon changes, all weapons changes.
Oh, really? They do? I don't think I ever noticed that.
They just have very similar design. Hold on. In fact, let me actually check the wiki page.
Okay. Let's actually try to do some positive things for a change. This field actually looks pretty beautiful. I really like the.
Sure wish Dodge could see this.
It looks pretty good.
Aww.
Yeah, but like I said, it's literally a giant open field with nothing to do in it. Look at this. There is nothing here.
Which is sad because there's
the open spaces that we haven't had for a while.
Yeah, which is
unlike Dusk, the region of Duskay in Final Fantasy 15, where there is actually stuff to do.
Well, there is technically stuff to do. You can go fight monsters. That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, because I haven't been doing that for the last 24 parts.
Oh, what are you saying, Pedro? Fighting monsters has been such a rare joy and occasion in this game. Something to be savored.
Basically, the link I gave you brings basically the models of each weapon that are used in game.
Pedro, I just noticed. Wasn't that a past boss you fought?
Yes. So this is actually a common thing in not only Final Fantasy, even JRPGs in general.
Oh, I know.
Usually, when you get ahead, eventually a previous boss will become kind of a neutral enemy.
Yeah, I know about that. I was just noticing. I wonder if maybe they're part of side quests too.
One of the best example in the first Dark Souls where when you get to Lost Eidolon, you suddenly swarm with Capra demons and Taurus demons.
Wait a minute, hold on. If there's monsters from the past one, does this mean that all monsters that we fought on Cocoon that aren't part of the SciComm, does this mean that they're monsters that have come from Gran Pulse?
They told us in the wood level. Basically, the Sanctum grabs monsters from Pulse and they genetically reassembles them in order to use them as weapons that they can control.
I guess, although that kind of contradicts with the whole face story about Pulse being uninhabitable.
And also, the funny fact is that the monsters that get recombined are weaker than their original form.
How about that?
And yes, because basically, at least if you're not grinded like Pedro, when you first get here on Pulse, almost everything can one-shot you.
Yeah, pretty much. I can. I'm like I said, I'm always the kind of guy who always takes the time to grind in RPG. So fortunately I did manage to get through here. But even back then when I first played this game, I noticed, oh man, I still managed to go through this here just fine. But I did notice the difficulty spike.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. But normally you don't do the stuff on the main path. Except for very special occasions.
I generally, this will be quick. Sure. I generally don't mind difficulty spikes in JRPGs because, well, you can always just grind and eventually you'll get tough enough. But again, this game has a fucking level cap that prevents us from doing that. But go ahead, Teo.
Out of curiosity, have you shown, since you're in an upper plan, the turn around on yourself Easter egg?
The what?
I don't think I've heard of that, actually.
One of the few funny things this game has is that, remember how in certain games when you have a 3D control you can tilt around the analog or the directional pad and the character goes derp while turning on itself?
Yeah.
When you do that in this game, the character stops and complains.
Oh no, really?
Yep.
I never heard it. I never knew that.
I knew that.
I never knew that, actually. Oh, well, I'll probably check that out later.
There's a way through here.
Gee, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a way through, not just a random tunnel in the ground.
Keep in mind, they actually got the actor to motion capture that, paying him extra money and more textures for the graphics.
Wait, this is motion captured?
This way!
Wait, this is motion captured?
Yep.
Well, yeah, Joe. Yep. I mean, all the cutscenes in this game.
Are you saying that even Vanille's controversial animation is motion captured?
Well, actually, no. Hold on, let me actually rephrase that. Basically, all of the important story cutscenes are motion capture. Stuff where cutscenes where they're just standing still while their mouths are opening, those are actually animated by the animators. But yeah, when it comes to actual cinematics, yes, they are motion captured. Yeah.
But what's the point of motion capture?
Kuni also has motion capture, so.
I get that, but it just seems weird. Like, well, it just seems weird. It's like use motion capture on just
It's incredibly hard. You have to understand, Joe, it's incredibly hard for a game with the technology of today to movements that feel 100% natural.
I get that. Oh, Pedro. I get that. I get that, Pedro. What I'm saying is like, well, I don't understand why they would use it for just that, but not use it for some of these battle sequences or whatnot. Well, here's an idea. We'll actually bring in stunt artists or something, people who are adept in doing this sort of thing, or give them wires and pulleys to pull off these tricks, and that would make your rendering job good the whole way through.
I don't really have a problem with the battle animations. I mean, what problem do you have with them?
I'm not saying I have a problem with them. I just find it a weird business tactic to only use motion capture for part of it, as opposed to sort of the whole full package.
Well, but that's the thing, though. Motion capture is expensive. So of course they're going to spare it whenever they can.
Which brings me back to this, though. Why the heck did they even need to use the motion capture in the first place, then, for standing still?
Like, for example, the reason most cutscenes in Ni no Kuni are not motion captured. No, the voiced ones are motion captured, but the text ones are not. The reason for that is because, well, unlike Square Enix, when Level made, Kuni, they weren't swimming in money like they are now. So of course it's one thing with Rogue Galaxy, because Rogue Galaxy was fully funded by Sony, so obviously they could afford to spend that money. But Ni no Kuni is a level 5 IP. They fully financed and published it in Japan themselves, so they couldn't afford to spend as much money as Square does.
But that's level 5 though. But that's level 5.
No, but that's the thing. Theo. But the PS version was still published by level 5 in Japan. It was still fully financed by them.
Pedro, here's my problem with that though. That's level 5 though. This is Square Enix before the Final Fantasy XIII fiasco. I'm pretty sure they had a lot of money, and I guess the problem I have.
But just because they have a lot of money, it doesn't mean they're going to spend as much money as they can. There is such a thing as managing your money.
Oh, Pedro, I'm not saying that. It's I have noticed now that some of the animations seem a bit awkward when they don't use the motion capture, and sort of vice versa at times too. I mean, now I know why it seems so inconsistent.
You can say that of almost any modern game nowadays. I mean, that's the main reason why motion capture is so used nowadays, because it's the easiest way to get past.
Not quite. What I'm saying is they're doing it the wrong way here. I don't know, something about it feels awfully inconsistent compared to other modern games I've played.
I don't know.
Then again, it's Final Fantasy XIII. It's hard not to think of a conspiracy theory, is it now?
Like, for example, let's compare this, for example, to Last of Us, for example, which is fully financed by Sony. In Last of Us, every single animation, be it cutscene or in-game, is fully motion capped. The difference is that, again, Sony has limitless resources, so obviously
Pedro.
can afford to do that.
Oh, Pedro. I get why Square Enix didn't do it all. I'm just saying that the execution, I don't know, something about it feels a bit less well executed, but whatevs.
So, Jova, since we're talking about motion capture, let's see if you're...
Actually, you brought up a good point. Notice how Saz went into the critical zone in terms of HP. Yeah, so this was pretty much around this part, and the first time I played this game, this is actually a difficulty spike right here. But fortunately, I did, being the stubborn son of a bitch that I am, I grinded like hell, so I'm safe. Go ahead, Theo.
So, Job, since we're talking about motion capture, let's see how much of a bit of a history about gaming. Do you know the very first game that had motion capture?
Not quite.
King's Quest V, I think?
No, Mortal Kombat.
I think King's Quest V had motion capture, though. Let me check.
Well, didn't Mortal Kombat came before?
No, 1990, Theo. Mortal Kombat 1 came out in 1991, if I remember correctly. In fact, let me check, just for the sake of...
You got 0 stars.
Who cares?
Mortal Kombat... Yeah, 1990. Yeah. The first Mortal Kombat came out. Hold on, I think it's 1992, but let me check. Yeah, here it is. 1992, 2 years after King's Quest V. In fact.
Well, to be honest, King's Quest V utilized motion capture only for. Remember, it utilized only for cutscenes, if I recall. Mortal Kombat was basically all of it was digitized actors.
We were able to build our village on land cleared by Falsi.
I'm sorry, Hope, but how is a Pulse Falsi not caring about anyone else different from a Cocoon Falsi when we actually have seen a few ones pull off a few evil deeds?
Consistency. Jova, you and your logic.
The Mahabharata Subterra.
Subterra means underground.
I know.
Of course.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know.
I didn't know. So
it's a misspelling of the subterranean. Anyway.
Basically, the word terra means earth in Portuguese. So.
In Latin, it's Latin.
No, actually, in Portuguese, you literally say it like that, terra. You
wow,
literally say
that
like
was another.
You mean Italian, but the root of the word lies in Latin.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm just, for the sake of making.
I know. Poor Shiro and Jova descend from,
Don't worry, Tio. I get the idea. Anyway, that was another riveting part of Final Fantasy XIII.
Here for the next one.
Yeah, sure.